Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies. I'm your host, Jason Marshall. This is episode 100.
100! Woo!
And as you can hear, my guest is Mama Kate. We're going to have segments by Eugene Mirman, epic rap battles of history, and more. So it's going to be a good show.
Excellent. Can I just say, I love Eugene Mirman. I know it's weird.
He's funny.
But I'll fall asleep to the TV, and it's the only way I can, like, get my mind off. I just, like, focus on, like, what they're saying. And I turn on Bob's Burgers every night now, and I just... Something about Gene's voice, I just love it. Is all his lines. I just listen, fall asleep to Bob's Burgers.
This week's phone call is really, really funny. But in the last 100 episodes, we've been downloaded in almost 90 countries, which is pretty damn impressive.
That's amazing, because I bet 75% of America didn't even realize that there were 90 other countries.
Just a few weeks ago, I got a download from Syria.
Nice.
Seriously. That one did kind of shock me, though. It just blows my mind with all
They're
this stuff going on.
interested in what Middle America has to say. Because I don't know if people realize this, but Ohio is like the generic state. Like, we just, if you put all the people of America together and, like, squeezed them into one group of people, it would be Ohio. We just...
Yeah, with all the dialects and everything, it all just gets boiled down to us.
We're just strip malls and chain restaurants and just your average everyday Joes. Although we are notoriously polite, we do say hi and hold doors open for people, which just astounds people from other places.
We're the Canada of America.
Yeah, exactly.
But anybody out there, if you know somebody in Vermont, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Wyoming, those are the only states I haven't got a download in. So tell them to download the show. Check it out. Speaking of Wyoming, I saw that there was a bookstore that has banned electronics. They have a sign on the door saying, "We don't have Wi-Fi, and to keep your shit in your bag."
You're here for the books, motherfuckers, for the books.
It seems like that's catching on a lot of places. I've seen comedy shows where they have phone bags where you go in and you just put your phone in this bag and you get it back at the end of the show, and that's it.
Yeah, I totally see the benefit of it, but I know a lot of people feel anxiety when they don't have their phone on them. So.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because it seems like as a society, we're against all these electronics being everywhere, but we're not so much to the point where we don't want ours taken away.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, it's aggravating that other people look at their phone when you're talking to them, but I have to look at my phone because it could be important.
Yeah. Like, I don't want anybody using their cell phone in the movie theater, but I would like to see what time it is.
I'm sorry, did you say something? I was checking Google. I was waiting to see how much more it's going to snow.
Yeah, just real quick. It was 75 degrees yesterday.
75 degrees, yes. This is Ohio in a nutshell. We just swing, we just sit on the jet stream, and we just roll with it. We wear a lot of layers because you never know what you're going to end up with. You know?
Are you still on Google?
What do you mean still on Google?
You were just distracted by it a minute ago.
No.
Okay.
Why? Did you?
I was going to have you look up who won the presidency, because we're 2 weeks in. I still don't know anything about it.
You know, it's really hard to get a signal out here. And frankly, I don't want to know who won at this point. I'll just sit in bliss.
I'm on Facebook every day. I figure somebody's got to know
Somebody would
something.
mention it. You would think. Like, all of a sudden, it's just disappeared. Like, the whole thing is just gone.
I watch all the news channels, MSNBC, Fox, CNN. No one's talking about it.
No one.
It's very bizarre.
I haven't heard anything.
So if anybody
weird.
knows who won, send me an email, jason@wedon'thavecookies.com. I'd love to break the story on the podcast. That'd be really cool.
That'd be pretty amazing. I mean, America would be like, oh my God, Jason knows.
Mm-hmm. We'd be the number one podcast in the world.
I didn't even know we had an election. I thought it was November 28th. Are you saying I missed my chance to vote? We've already had the election?
It's looking like there's a conspiracy out there.
Yeah, to not let us know who won.
Mm-hmm. It could have been Gary Johnson. Maybe that's why no one's talking about it. There's nothing
Probably.
exciting. No offense, but he's one of the most boring candidates ever to run.
I think it
Well,
was,
Jill Stein.
I don't know. I think the write-ins for Grumpy Cat probably took the whole thing.
I saw where there was a lady in Texas who's going for the world's longest fingernails.
Ugh.
They're
That's
26 to 26 and a half inches long.
I just don't know how you function as a human being. I mean, I get aggravated when my nails get long and I'm at work typing and they're like click, 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 click. I'm like, these gotta go. You know, I'm just, they all curl up and they collect stuff. They're just so nasty.
They are really funky looking nails.
Yeah.
She was saying that she did this for her grandchildren, which is bullshit.
How do you, because they're afraid to hug you?
She said that she wanted to show them that you could be yourself and not have to worry about what society thinks. And
Sounds to me like somebody has a mental illness that they're trying to justify.
she's covering something up. This has nothing to do with her grandkids.
Yeah, she couldn't have even had grandchildren when she started growing them out. So really.
She contradicted herself so many times in the interview that I read, where it was about her grandkids and showing them that you can be yourself, and then how self-conscious she feels when she goes to the store and people look at her like a freak.
Well,
you can't really set an example to be yourself when you feel you chastised all the time.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's one way or another. You either have the self-confidence to pull it off, or
I think in that case, if you're going to do something like that, you have to be proud of it, and you have to be okay with people looking at you. I mean, I know when I'm wearing shorts that people will look at my leg. It's hard to miss. All the scars. And it doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I'm like, just ask me. Like, clearly you want to know. So just ask. I don't have a problem with it,
One of the most asked questions she gets is, how does she wipe her ass?
Well, I mean, clearly inquiring minds want to know.
Let me bring up the quote. Usually, I just tell them, like, if you go to the restroom in public, you don't sit on the toilets. That's the way I do at home because my nails are so long. Sounds like you don't wipe your ass. I think you could have just shortened that to, I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of a strange answer to that. I don't think that qualifies as an answer.
Everything this woman said was strange.
I think there's a point where, you have to accept that maybe it's a mental illness, that they just don't want to cut their nails. And you can justify it how you want, but you've got a problem.
My wife accidentally breaks one of her nails, I don't know, at least once every couple of months or so. I don't have stats to back it up.
I want hard facts. Call her right now because I'm calling bullshit on this.
How's this lady not break a nail since Clinton got elected? Because that's what she started.
That's a dedication to your nails.
This really blew my mind, too. I don't know why she's fucking doing it. She got a call from the woman who holds the record. Mm-hmm. And she told the lady, well, I'm probably not going to beat you. I'm not really counting on it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? What's the story about? And I don't want to hear that I brought it up.
But can you imagine how much coke those nails hold, though? That is a whole night of fun for you and your friends, and probably a whole club worth, it's like, that is a whole lot of coke.
Yeah. It's so odd.
It is strange.
So she doesn't think she'll get the record.
Yes. Because she's planning on cutting them soon. She's looking at him like, eh.
And she's doing it to show her grandkids to have self-confidence, yet she feels self-conscious all the time.
I don't know what to make of all that.
The whole wiping your ass thing.
So basically, she's not someone you want to sit next to. I'm doing it for my grandkids so they never want to be around me because I'm the scary lady with the huge nails who doesn't wipe her ass and smells funny.
I was going to say she has to really, really clean the bathtub when she takes a shower. But if she can't wipe her ass, she's probably not scrubbing the bathtub.
Yeah, I mean, how... You can't even wear gloves. I mean, she must live in a warm climate.
Which leads to the next thing. with world records. This guy has gotten the world record for the biggest shit collection.
How do you start collecting shit?
I'd love to know.
You're in the woods one day and you're like, ooh, bear shit. I'm taking this home with me. And a collection is born.
He lives in Florida. He's 36. So he had to start fairly early.
I'm guessing he lives alone.
Presumably.
It's hard to find a lady to share your love of the shit collection. If you could find a woman to walk through the woods and collect poo, man, you found a keeper. Hang on to her.
1,277 pieces of fossilized poop.
Fossilized?
Yeah. Either way, it's still gross to me, but
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, is it different kinds of poop? Is it all his poop? Does he fossilize it? Does he find it fossilized? Because that's pretty amazing. If you've collected 1,200 pieces of fossilized poop, I've never seen a single fossilized piece of poop in my life.
Yeah, he's got a lot of different. I don't know what you call it. Different types. Brands. You know what? I wish I would have known about him sooner, because when I was on all those painkillers, I spent an entire day pooping a baseball. And when I was done, you feel bad just kind of getting rid of it. You're like, I put so much time and energy. I was exhausted. I had to take a nap afterwards, and I would have sent it to him. He would appreciate it.
It would have been nice to know that there was someone who could appreciate.
Did you weigh them? What was the largest one?
I didn't weigh it, but I would say it was baseball size. I shit a baseball. I didn't know if we should flush it or name it and file for Social Security on it.
Well, his collection features samples from 15 states and 8 other countries.
International poo.
Yeah, he's traveling the world picking up shit. Fossilized shit. I guess it's hard as a rock. It doesn't smell, obviously, but it's still gross.
But how is it fossilized? Like, how? Who's fossilizing this?
You're just digging through the earth looking for dinosaur bones.
And he's like, "Hey, I found some poop. I know just who to send this to." I don't understand. I'm so confused.
There's 2 really good parts of this story. One is the largest one in his collection's 4 pounds and 3.5 ounces. The best part is he's nicknamed it Precious.
Like a diamond.
So he's got some kind of an attachment to these.
I mean, to name them.
Which leads to my favorite part of the story is a quote that he has: "Have passion, lots of passion for whatever they're doing. Mine is," I don't know how to pronounce this, coprolite, fossilized feces. Whatever your passion, you should follow it.
I mean, great. I'm just curious how someone discovers this passion.
Yeah.
How they go about.
I think I figured it out. He was just walking his dog one day. He grabbed a baggie, picked up the shit, and was like, "This is great."
I know. Why are we just throwing this away?
This is your biggest one yet, Rover.
I have a theory. At the end of time, at the end of our civilization, however many thousands or millions of years, when they're going and digging through our shit to figure out what kind of society we were, what are they going to find but diapers and plastic bags of dog shit? Because people take this perfectly biodegradable matter and wrap it up in an everlasting plastic and throw it in the trash.
With no context.
Yeah, so it's just going to be like, these people loved their shit. They worshipped it. They were a society that was poop-based. They love their pets.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they loved their pets so much that they would keep their poop wrapped up. And they would build giant mounds filled with person and dog poo.
And they had these shrines to their garbage.
Yes.
Just piles everywhere.
Piles and piles of garbage.
They really love that stuff.
It'd be like the trash civilization. They are best known for their poop and their trash, you know?
That's probably why we haven't discovered aliens.
Yeah, like,
they just come down, they're like, what the fuck is going on?
What have they done to this place?
We could take it over, but
who wants it?
It seems like a lot of trouble.
Hell, they're probably dumping their trash here. We just don't realize it. That's what those spaceships are. They're just dropping off their garbage. Their garbage trucks.
They'll never know. Yeah. Just put it in Moraine. Which is a local reference for anybody outside of the area
Moraine.
Listening.
What? What are they talking about?
The whole city smells like garbage, and that is no lie. Shining Point in Ohio's, I don't know what to call it.
Egyptians are known for their pyramids, you know. Mayans for their art, you know, Greek for their founding of democracy. These people kept all their poop. We don't know.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to play a funny call by Eugene Rimmon, a song by Epic Rap Battles of History, and we'll be back.
Hi, what was your question?
Did you press 1 on your phone to oppose same-sex marriage?
Would I press 1 and then there would be no gay marriage?
Yeah, no, you press 1 if you're against gay marriage.
If I press 1 and then, but does that mean there's no more gay marriage then?
No.
If I press 1?
No.
Oh.
We just wanted to provide you with some information as far as who are some of the major supporters of same-sex marriage and just the gay community at large.
Who are they?
Major
The
telephone
Jews?
companies are mainly the big promoters and supporters.
Telephone companies?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it ironic that we are here talking on a phone even though they support it?
I mean, they're major companies that support this. It's like AT&T, MCI, Sprint, Verizon.
Gay TNT.
Yeah, and Southwestern Bell. The reason that we call you and tell you this is because we're a Christian organization.
Aha!
There are Christian-based telephone carriers out there that stand against
Gay marriage.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you calling people? So you want me to switch to a less gay phone company? Is that accurate?
No, we're not calling you to have you switch to a less gay phone company. I'm not saying that phone companies are necessarily gay themselves because I don't think you can personify phone companies in that way.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything.
Thanks.
Bye. I love you.
What rap bottles of the store? Ellen DeGeneres! Bullshit!
Hey God, it's me, Ellen. Can I ask you a question? How do I tell my friend Oprah she's gonna get more whip than Stedman? I'll make her head spin. When it comes to rhymes, I got a penchant. Self-battling me is your intention? I better mention you're about to get licked by a lesbian. Oh, I'll knock you off of your throne. Take a shot at everything you own. I got the skill to make Dr. Phil say
I think you better just leave her
you can
alone.
tell Rachel Ray that my favorite recipe is chopping Oprah Winfrey up into a million little pieces.
I'm the queen of TV and I'm here to destroy ya. So check under your seat because I got something for ya. You can't even hope to be as half as dope as Oprah. I'll attract my hands around your throat and deep hot choke ya. Girl, your show's a petting zoo. You do a week on kittens and you dance like a chicken who snuck in the drunk kitchen. You played a bitch with brain damage. I'm a nominated actress. Name's synonymous with power. Spell it forwards or backwards.
Yes, you've got that power. And yes, I've got those kittens. I also feature puppies, talented children, and mittens. I like cute things that make people smile. Make everybody feel good for a while. Do a little dance and the crowd goes wild. Kick you right back to the Miracle Mile. I thought I told ya, your daytime reign is over. I'm jumping over Oprah like I'm Tom Cruise on a sofa. From ABC to LGBT to NBC and now it's all me. I'm the best MC and the biggest star. And I'll fight you in the ass like a tax on a free car.
Your mouth is right and check your mullet can't cash, lady. I'll launch my fabulous shoe up your suit pants, baby. You follow my lead, cause I paved the road for ya. You drive behind me in a second-hand Porsche. Check the 4500, I'm a media wonder. The Dalai Lama and Obama memorize my cell number. Try to beef with me, I'll make the whole market crash, honey. Once you go over,
You can't go back. Who won? Who's there? You decide. You decide. You decide. You decide. You decide. I'm back rap bottles of the
Want to contact the show? send an email to Jason at wedon'thavecookies.com.
You can also call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail. Speaking of which, we have a voicemail this week from My Cookies. And you haven't heard these yet.
Nope, I have not heard it. This is all brand new.
I haven't listened to it yet either, so we'll experience it together. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the voicemail.
Good morning. My Cookies here. Now with handsome and sexy cookies, I had to switch companies. Less aggressive marketing strategy. However, they're not any more attractive, sexy and handsome. Their founder names are just Herbert Sexy and John Handsome. Now we've expanded out and gone international. We're now dealing with Mexico and Japan with exciting companies such as the Cookie Yakuza and the Cookie Cartel. Now, the Cookie Yakuza, they don't like being called Kakuza because they'll assault you with rolling pins. But they have an exciting new cookie. It's the Sushuki. It's just sushi in the shape of cookie dough. Super tasty. As the Cookie Cartel, we have the new and exciting Baking Bad. It'll keep you up all night. It may just be meth and cookie dough. Not entirely sure on that one.
Okay. We're going to pause it right there for a second. He switched companies.
Yeah.
Now he's with Sexy and Handsome.
Yeah, but that's not because they're sexy and handsome.
No, it's Herbert Sexy and John Handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
I like the Breaking Bad cookie.
Yeah. It keeps you up all night.
Could just be meth and
cookies. Which, I mean, somebody's probably already done. I mean, there's pod cookies. Of course, I would think that there would be meth cookies out there. Just combines two things, delicious and meth. A win-win and get shit done all night.
Do you not like your teeth? Here's sugar and meth.
Created by dentists to get more more customers.
I got a dentist appointment this week. I'm glad we brought that up.
Actually, I have a theory that dentists created the white chocolate candy corn abomination that has been created in the world and handed out to children everywhere across the United States to get people to hate candy. What if we combine the two grossest things, and then when people don't eat it, or when people eat it, they'll be like, oh my God, this is disgusting. I'm never eating candy again.
That's a possibility. I gotta
throwing that out there, conspiracy theory.
Why the hell haven't they come up with something to replace your enamel? They say once it's worn away, you can't do anything about it. But we can have open heart surgery.
We can't replace tooth enamel.
We don't know, man. It's tooth enamel. It's hard.
See, I'm a little confused because they're like, once it's gone, but use this mouthwash and it'll help restore it. Well, I thought it was gone. How are you? What's going on? It can't be both.
There has to be something out there. There has to be, right?
I mean,
it just seems weird.
I've got high gloss enamel in my garage.
That's what I'm thinking. Just
what's the problem?
Just go in there, throw some white nail polish on.
Exactly.
You're good to go.
Hold on. They've chipped. Give me a minute.
I don't know. That does bug the shit out of me. I think they're holding something back, man. That's my big conspiracy theory.
They can restore enamel. Fuck them.
The ADA is holding back.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want that out. Then dentists won't have jobs anymore.
Yeah, because nobody will give a shit.
Yeah, because we give a shit so much now.
I'm going to ask my doctor about that.
You should.
Or my dentist.
Get down to the bottom of this. There's a story there, Jason. You need to dig it out.
I'm going to bring my portable recorder, too. You don't have to have second-party permission in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
So I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to see if he can just open up this whole can of worms. I know you know something.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we're going back to the voicemail.
Okay.
Now, further exciting cookies, we have the Pumpkin Lice Toffee. I'm not sure about the typo, but new and exciting flavor.
I'm sorry, pumpkin
Okay.
lice.
We had to pause it. Probably the quickest ever.
a
That's what I
pumpkin
heard,
lice
too.
cookie. Yes.
So you heard it, I heard it, then he acknowledged it.
Yeah. So I guess that's really what they're saying. So are they baked into the cookie? Do they come on the cookie? Like, there might be lice in this. You should probably comb it and nitpick it before you eat it. I don't know what you're saying.
Quick lice story. There was lice going around at my kid's school.
Yeah.
And she had to come home. We were talking about this has been a while ago. Well, we were talking the other day about, I forget what it was. And she said, well, people can't help that, Dad. It was like when I got lice at school. She was like, there was nothing I could do about it. I got it from somebody else. And I told her that actually you get lice from mouthing off to your parents. And she was like, shut up, Dad. I'm like, you're going to get lice.
They're breeding and jumping right now. They hear rude kids and they're attracted.
She tried very hard not to find it funny.
We have the Caramel Cookie Crunch, my personal favorite, and the new Area 51. They literally glow in the dark. Oh, apparently cookies aren't supposed to glow in the dark, I've been told. So more information on that. Now, switching companies, I didn't want anything, but I still have the deed to the warehouse of Fight Club cookies. If you order a case of Area 51s, you get the deed to the warehouse. Free of charge. A whole warehouse of Fight Club cookies. Couldn't get better than that.
Okay. Last time he called, I said that I've been waiting on my box of Fight Club cookies. Now all I got to do is get the Area 51 cookies.
There you go.
And even though they're probably inedible because they're not supposed to glow
in
and
the
they
dark.
do anyway, I can throw them away and eat all the Fight Club cookies I want.
I mean, glow in the dark cookies is brilliant for that when you want a snack in the middle of the night, but don't feel like walking all the way to your kitchen. You just wake up, find the glow in the dark cookies, eat, go back to sleep. I mean, they've eliminated like 50 steps out of my night. Thank you, glow in the dark cookies, for making me a lazier human being.
I like that concept.
There's like cookies.
They're just rave cookies.
Exactly. I wonder if you poop glow in the dark then, and then you could send it to the guy on his poop collection. That would be amazing.
I would like to see that. Yeah. That's a good idea.
I'm brilliant. I don't know why more people don't accept my brilliance.
Do you remember when people were buying the little glitter packages with like little gold flakes? So when they shit, there would be gold flakes in their poop.
Ooh.
You remember that?
No, I don't.
That was like a big deal 3 or 4 years ago.
But it's just poop.
I know. Like, who are you impressing?
I mean, you can do that with your dog. I mean, I had a friend whose dog ate a bunch of candy and pooped out the wrappers, and it was like literally glowing, and like, man, that almost looks like a Christmas ornament. There's a business there. That's where that poop guy needs to branch out into, is to selling poop memorabilia. Everybody knows merchandising is where the money is.
He needs to get a contract with Play-Doh.
Yeah, exactly. Although, my son, who's now 10, the first word he could spell was poop.
Here you have it.
He'd draw pictures of it. He got a 2-foot poop for his birthday as like an inflatable blow-up poop. So, I mean, I maybe he should try to get an apprenticeship with this poop collecting guy. They can open up their poop museum or something.
He didn't make him a poop birthday cake, did you?
No.
But, Mom,
I don't know. No.
I really want a butthole with poop.
I think it's funny that you think that I make birthday cakes. Because actually Andy makes the birthday cakes. I am not one for the domestic arts.
If you don't get that reference, just go back to the, let's see, what did I call that episode? It was Can't Stop the Feeling 2, The Blessorcist, with Dwight McCormick.
Yeah.
We talked about a
When
very
he
bizarre
uncursed.
birthday.
Yes.
Now, we also have the vanilla latte cookie. Very exciting. As for the spotlights, great idea, but turns out people were having a bunch of superheroes show up on their roofs. Good news, crime is down across the city and blood sugar is up. Now, for a new ordering system, I've spoken with the city, and there is an abundance of stray dogs. So decide what cookies you would like, go outside, and just tell a random dog. He'll know what to do from there.
I like that. That's a good ordering system. It reminded me of the Mitch Hedberg joke where he was talking about people giving directions and how they use landmarks.
Yeah.
And he said that's like somebody asking what time it is and saying when that guy eats a hamburger. They're like, what guy? And he's like, you'll know.
Still miss Mitch. But
Me too. One of the best of all time.
Yeah.
It really was.
Absolutely.
Did you get to see him live?
No, I never saw him live.
I was so fortunate, man. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast. If I did, I'll try to keep it brief, but I never heard of him.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend got tickets. We went to go see him. Mm-hmm. I ordered food, and the place was packed. I actually brought a friend with us, and I just figured he could buy a ticket at the door.
Yeah.
We drove all the way there. He couldn't get in. He just had to walk around for a couple hours.
Wow, that sucks. You are a horrible friend, Jason. You should have given him your ticket and walked around for a couple hours.
Well, if it makes you feel better, when I went in, I ordered food, and I didn't get it till he came out.
Oh.
So, you know, there's my karma.
He ate way quicker than you, I'm sure.
Exactly. I didn't get to eat for a long time.
Because comedy clubs are known for their food. I mean, that's why everybody goes.
When he came out, like I said, I never heard of the guy. Mm-hmm. When he came out, the place erupted.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, holy shit, who is this guy?
Jason. I'm now convinced you don't know who anybody is, but it's like served you so well. Like not knowing who anybody is has somehow made you a success. So I just keep going with your obliviousness.
That's a popular phrase at our house. We'll be watching TV and I'll ask my wife, like, who is that? She's like, really? And I'm like, I don't know who people are. I say that all the time.
My husband came home the other day and he was like, I heard this great song. It's by this guy called Kanye West. It's called Gold Diggers. Like, you mean Kanye West? You're like the only guy in the world that doesn't know that it's Kanye West.
The best possible follow-up story is he starts laughing and be like, wouldn't it be funny if he had a baby and called it North? It happened, Paul. Sorry, Andy.
Yeah, like it is, Paul. It's very confusing for people.
They're so similar.
We have a thing in our family where we name people, but then we don't call them that name. We call them another name. That's what we like to do.
Got a question from last week's guest. Mm-hmm. Would you like to know who last week's guest was?
I already know who it was, but
You're
go
supposed
ahead.
to say you don't know. Well, if you would like to know who last week's guest was, you don't know. Listen to last week's
You didn't give me a script, all right? So this is all your fault. If you want me to say certain shit, then you need to write it out.
It was probably my fault by referencing it numerous times.
Yeah. Having a whole discussion about it before we started. But yeah, go ahead. I'm not good at pretending to be stupid.
If a tree falls in the woods, but also the woods fall at the same time because there is a huge simultaneous sinkhole and no one is around to hear it except the worms who are crushed, does it make a squishy noise?
Yes.
Asked and answered. Moving on.
Next.
I saw this next story. It really blew me away. So many stories we cover. I don't even know why I say it blows me away because every one of them.
We wouldn't be talking about it if it was like Rosie went to the groceries or, you know.
Can you believe it? She bought 6 bananas. Who eats 6 bananas? She lives by herself.
There were 7 McNuggets in the 6-piece. Oh my God. Chaos!
It's crazier than that woman who doesn't wipe her ass. There was a burglary in a comic book store in Anchorage, Alaska. Guy was dressed as a ninja, broke into the comic book store, and stole a katana sword. Apparently, that's the only thing he stole.
Wow, he really wanted that sword. They could probably go back to their video and look for the dorky guy staring at the sword. Like, I bet it was that guy who stood here for 3 hours, like, staring at the sword. Like, we should probably go talk to him.
It makes me wonder if this isn't a publicity stunt the more I thought about it. Because it looks like if you're breaking into a comic book store, you might steal something a little more valuable than the sword you can get on eBay.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not risk that felony on your record.
That's just, that is a very specific crime. I want a sword, but I don't want to buy a sword. What would any good ninja do? Steal a sword!
Especially when it's right next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, we're laughing now until there's a rash of katana ninja sword break-ins around Alaska. It was the beginning of his takeover. I'm sure he had plans for that sword.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that story because it does make me wonder if they were just trying to hype their store up in some weird, bizarre way. You know what'll put us on the map?
Well, I'm a little confused why a comic book store has a katana sword hanging anyway. Like I said.
As far as the article goes, they don't mention that it was like in reference to a certain comic book. Like it was the sword from, I don't know what comics are either.
Little ambiance to the comic book stores. I mean, whenever I've seen a comic book store, it hasn't exactly been like decorated, like.
Yeah.
We have a ninja decor theme.
Yeah, it seems odd, so I'm going to keep my eyes out and see if somebody at the store doesn't get arrested.
It was for the insurance money.
That sweet
This is insurance fraud.
Buddy.
I'm calling it right now. I've watched Criminal Minds. I know how these sick bastards are.
That brings us to this week's Dumbass of the Year. I really love this story. If you're a guy, you're going to cringe. Hopefully, if you're a guy, you're going to question how this is possible. Doctors remove a wedding ring from a man's penis in South Africa.
Wow.
He thought that would be a good thing to put around his dick to get off.
He knows he has a fist, right? Like, close your fingers.
One of the best parts was 4 hours later, his mom drives him to the emergency room.
Whose wedding ring was it? I mean, if he's not married, and his mom, that's a bad thing. You got to go like, Mom.
His dad passed away.
Yeah.
His mom
had
hands it
really
down.
big fingers, like sausage fingers.
I was trying to figure that out when I read the story. Like, I don't think there's any way possible.
Yeah,
my dick would fit inside my wedding ring. Just no way.
Not even if you put it on ice for a while.
I don't know. To me, it's like inconceivable.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. But, I mean, I guess they come all shapes and sizes. Apparently ring size. Boy, was his wife disappointed. Maybe that's why he's living with his mom. She's like, oh, my God.
Could be.
You lying motherfucker.
When he got to the emergency room, they tried to saw it off with these little surgical tools. But because of... Oh, by the way...
It got hot.
His dick was just bright blue from all.
Well, yeah.
They couldn't get in there because it swelled up so much to get the saw. This is where, if you're a guy, you're going to cringe. They had to puncture his penis in different places to relieve the swelling.
Ooh.
And then, yeah.
Ooh.
I
guess he learned his lesson.
I hope so. That's a hard lesson to learn. I was hoping you'd get that. I just can't imagine being like, hey, Mom, I got to ask you two things real quick. Can you hand me a pillow and can you take me to the hospital?
Yeah, I know. Did they try the butter first? I mean, did they try to grease it up first? I mean, you would think just having your mom look at your penis would be enough to soften it up to where you can get it off. Like, bring Grandma in here. I need something more.
In the whole story, they referred to him as the unnamed man.
Well, yeah. South Africa, you're crazy.
Again, it's just inconceivable.
Mm-hmm.
And how long did... I hope it took a while. I hope you just didn't slip it on. And
Hope it was a good orgasm. Like, hope it was worth it. Like, did you pass out afterwards?
How terrified would you be to think, well, they're just going to take this tool and saw it off? They're like, sir,
Yeah.
we're going to have to make some incisions here and there.
You think they just knock his ass out? You know?
Hopefully they did. That's rough, man.
Yeah.
Really, really rough.
So many questions.
Yeah.
It's a problem with these stories. They always lead to more questions than we have answers to.
And there's no way to get a hold of the guy.
Yeah. He's unnamed. He's anonymous.
This is the part where I normally ask if there's something you want to plug, and you usually say your butt.
That's not fair. I don't say that all the time.
But with this being the 100th episode, we do have an announcement, which kind of only matters to people that live around the Dayton area. But, it's still a good one.
Hey, you don't know. There could be that guy in Syria could be looking for a comedy show.
We might get shut down if we have somebody fly from Syria to do the show at a gay bar. I don't think that'll go very well. No offense to anybody over there. that might raise a flag or two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I've pretty much told everything there is, but the big announcement is we're doing the first podcast stand-up comedy show.
Yep.
That's going to be a good time. I want to thank you for providing the venue for that.
Absolutely.
It's going to be great. We're having it at a gay bar in Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the address right off. I think it's like 1941 Edwards.
Yeah, it's on Edwards.
Something like that. It's not a big
Look
street.
it up. It's called Diesel.
Yeah. Look it up.
It's called Google. Don't be a dumbass.
I don't even know why I put these shows out. I'm going to be like that angry guy I talked to you about on the last podcast who keeps getting mad at his listeners even though he does the show solo. It's not even live. There's no chat room. He just keeps getting madder and madder.
The people he's imagining he's having a conversation with. Classic.
Why does everybody keep arguing?
Only the people in your mind.
Such a weird show. But on the show, we're going to have Mike Morris and Adrian Miller starting things off separately.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a tandem.
And not tag teaming it.
Yeah. You do a joke, and then
I'll do a joke, and then you do a joke. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should do that.
Try it. Be like, ketchup. Who has a joke about ketchup?
Synchronized stand-up.
I've done a show like that where they're like, hey, instead of everybody doing your sets, we're just going to have people call out topics, and then if you have a joke on that topic, just step forward and do your joke. I'm like, well, yeah, it was a very disjointed kind of weird thing to do, but
yeah, that sounds like it would be.
I know, it's like all of a sudden your improv teacher comes to your comedy show. No, we're gonna do something completely different. Everybody on their toes today.
Carla Goldbush, she's going to be featuring. And we haven't talked to Carla on the podcast before.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Which leads to an announcement that we'll make after this next one. But Mike Canistero, the person who was on the show last.
Yeah.
If you don't know who that is, go listen to the last episode.
Yeah.
And now you know who sent in this week's question.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
It is going to be good.
We're also going to try to do a podcast from there. We got somebody coming in with some portable equipment.
Yeah.
So Carla will be on the podcast.
Yeah, because you and I aren't performing. It's unusual that there's comedians who create comedy shows and then they're like, yeah, I don't want to perform.
That is true. I mean, they at least host or something.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, no.
You guys can
We're
bring
good.
each other up, right? You know her name? Yeah. All right.
Don't make me stand up and walk up there. Like, come on. I'm so lazy anymore.
We were desperately hoping they were going to have a drag show before so we could have the winner go up and host the show. That's your prize.
Exactly. You get to go home with Destiny, a.k.a. Michael.
Hopefully this will be the first of many stand-up shows that we do. See how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for spreading the word about the show. I really appreciate it. Really helps. That's the only way the show's ever going to grow, is for people to tell other people about it. Please go to the website, wedon'thavecookies.com. Right at the bottom of there is a donate button. If you could just donate $1, you're never going to miss it. It would help the show out a lot.
You don't know them. You don't know if they're going to miss it.
That's true. If you will miss $1, please don't donate. And I do mean that.
Be like, this is my last dollar. I could buy food tonight, or I could give it to Jason. Don't give it to Jason. Get your food, feed yourself. But if you're like sitting on many dollars and you're like, fuck this dollar, I'll just give it to Jason.
Yeah.
That's how little I care about this dollar.
If you want to give more, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not limiting you.
It doesn't have to be $1. In fact, we will also accept donations of cookies. So.
Somebody donates $1,000 to my PayPal, and I'm like,
You're being way too generous. I'm going to send this back.
999 are coming back at you, pal. I don't need all this.
Well, we don't want there to be conflicts of interest, and like $1,000 comes with strings. Am I gonna have to start doing like a dirty talk segment for this guy? Like, thank you for your $1,000. Hot stuff.
Well, I'm glad you donated that. So if you donate more than $1, we'll have a special Sexy Time podcast with Bob and Kate. That'll be emailed to you. Whatever email address you use for your PayPal.
Exactly. I will personally do that. It could be like, we'll just do one recording and then like dub their voice or their name in, so it'd be like the grocery store, like, thank you, sexy Mike.
It would just be my voice making the person say, Michael.
Your dick's so big and hard. Take the wedding ring off.
Michael. I should probably give a disclaimer that we are just kidding.
Somebody's going to be really mad in a couple weeks when they're like, I donated $1 and I got nothing.
I gave him $2. He said anything over $1, and I gave $2. And I get my Sexy Talk podcast. I'm leaving a terrible review on iTunes.
Did not follow through with promises.
He's so full of shit. Mm-hmm. Everything he says. Blames a curse. He's just a liar. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review.
I don't understand.